This headcanon story is going to be all about Mary Jane and Peter Parker's legendary romance, and it all begins with the sound of a doorbell while good old Pete is busy talking to sweet Aunt May. As a matter of fact, I've been wanting to speak to you about your benefactor, old Dr. Octavius. Maybe it's about time you went back to Queens, Aunt May. After all, you can't... Whoops. Excuse me, Aunt May. Someone's at the door. So, Pete checks who's on the other side of his dingy little apartment to find that none other than Mary Jane Watson is standing in front of his doorway. Now, keep in mind that these two crazy kids haven't even started dating yet at this point. But boy, oh boy, are you guys in for a treat in this continuity we made up? Hey, handsome, how's life treating you? Slay any dragons lately? Come on in, Mary Jane. I was just on the phone with my aunt. Now, there's a relationship I wouldn't want to break up. Hey, it's just a friend visiting another friend. Pete drops his call with Aunt May, and he and MJ proceed to talk shop. Say, do you really read these monsters? When I have the time. These days I don't have much. Yeah, but Sartre, Camus, Jung. How do you relax, Petey? By watching educational TV? You know me, MJ. My middle name's Bookworm. By the way, how come you're here so early? I didn't think you woke up before noon. I don't, but for you, I'm making the effort. Professor Warren is still mad about your missing all his classes. And believe us when we say that this whole exchange alone was more than enough to leave us squealing like schoolgirls here at KRTV Marvel. But you can always trust Pete to sort of mess things up a bit, as he continues to gripe about how difficult it would be to change into his Spidey costume with MJ hanging around. Wow, I just remembered Monday is Christmas Eve, and Flash Thompson told me Betty Brant and Ned Leeds are throwing a party. Just what we need, hey, Petey. Yeah, Mary Jane. That's just what we need. The next day, Pete got on his crime-fighting suit and proceeded to bring the beat down on a few scrubs. Afterwards, he decides to head over to the party that MJ mentioned the day before. Oh, and Spider-Man's got a spear mobile here, too. That's cool. Peter, I'm so glad you could make it. Me too, Betty. With Aunt May P. at Doc Ock's place in Westchester, I would have had to spend Christmas Eve alone. Not true, Blue Eyes. You've always had old MJ. You just won't admit it. Geez, Louise, you two lovebirds, get a room. But seriously, it's super annoying that Pete won't even give MJ the time of day. And what happens next will make you want to grab old Webhead by the collar for a shakedown that would wake him up from his doldrums. Uh-oh, Pete. Here comes Jonah Jameson, our lovable publisher. He's probably going to hit you for a free Yuletide bonus. You give him free pictures. Why don't you and I find some mistletoe, Petey? There's something I want to give you. Good Lord. She's basically throwing herself at you, old boy. What in Sam Hill are you doing, Pete? Still, he gets a pass this time around because Triple J butts in to give Peter a classic Christmas trolling. Parker, I want to talk to you. Is it something I've done? JJJ? Or something I haven't done? Neither. It's something I'm going to do for you, Parker. It's time I gave you a Christmas bonus. One of my very own personal mixture cigars, Parker. Don't thank me, lad. It's nothing. Seasoned spirit, you know. Terrific. Come on, Petey, it's mistletoe time. Sorry, MJ, but I guess I'm not in the mood. Excuse me, okay? Sure, Peter. Seriously, Pete? Seriously? You're going to leave MJ hanging like that? You know what they say. Refuse the mistletoe once, shame on you. Refuse it twice. What in the freaking hell are you doing, Spider-Man? Look, guys, all we're saying is, if a pretty redhead asked us to come with them under the mistletoe, we'd be puckering up faster than Colossus's poop chute whenever he transforms into bioorganic metal. In other words, what in the freaking hell are you doing, Spider-Man? But to be fair, Pete's still weepy about his ex, Gwen Stacy, who just got absolutely bodied by the Green Goblin off of a bridge. But hey, man, if Pete only knew that Gwen hopped on Norman's goblins for a night of sick sensuality before she died, then maybe he wouldn't be such a glum chum. Anyway, Pete effed off to go fight crime as per usual, leaving MJ all on her lonesome at the Christmas party. Say, Mary Jane, where'd Peter pop off to? You've got me, Ned. Mr. Parker's given Ms. Watson the cold shoulder. Right now, I feel chilled. Funny. Didn't seem that way to me, MJ. As a matter of fact, for a guy whose girl died so recently, I'd say Peter Parker is adjusting to things fairly well. Give him time, he'll come around. Ned's right, Mary Jane. Since everybody decided to gang up on her, MJ just plays it cool and announces she's about to make like a tree and leave. Maybe so. But who cares? A fella like Peter can be a drag on a girl's career. Know what I mean? Listen, I'll catch you kids later. There's a party out there, and MJ just loves parties. Ciao. To Betty's credit, she tells Ned that MJ has her reasons for feeling the way she does. According to her, even Mary Jane herself is worried about the feelings she's started to develop for that knucklehead Pete. As for Ned, well, screw that guy. He thinks MJ is a flighty girl. Again, if you dolts knew the kind of scandalous stuff Gwen had been up to before she got offed, you'd think twice about calling our girl MJ flighty. Moments later, just as MJ's about ready to head out of Betty's apartment building, Ms. Brandt catches up to our lovelorn redhead. Maybe it's time I cut out Betty. If Peter hasn't shown by now, he won't ever show. Mary Jane. May I ask you a personal question? I might as well say yes. You will anyway. You want to know how I feel about Petey, right? Whether I love him and all that? This is going to sound like a cop-out. But I don't want to love him. Can you dig it? I like the guy too much for that kind of scene. What kind of scene, Mary Jane? Listen, this is getting too heavy. Let's leave it for some other time, okay? I need some sleep. I'll think about Petey tomorrow. Yeah. Like Scarlett O'Hara said, tomorrow is another day. Now, we here at KRTV Marvel like to think that the intervening months between this disaster of a Christmas date and the next Christmas Eve saw Pete finally realizing that he had feelings for MJ. And perhaps because of that good old Parker luck, Pete and MJ probably found themselves in this whole classic will they won't they scenario. And it all culminates here, as Peter Benjamin Parker hangs out in front of his apartment's ledge. I guess a day off is too foreign a concept for me, huh? Stupid. 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 Of all days to rob a bank, it had to be today? He didn't even care to let me know beforehand. I understand he's in the spirit of Christmas, but geez, I was on a date, man. That's because just like last year, Pete ended up giving MJ another Chinese exit. That is to say, just imagining how MJ must have felt being stood up like that. No! Why? Forget a breakup. She's gonna tell everyone my secret. And just like last year, this love story progresses with another ring of the doorbell. Crap. Only the landlord knocks this late at night. I totally forgot to pay the rent. Peter gathers up the courage to talk to his landlord. But still, he can't get his mind off of MJ at this point. I just hope she doesn't miss her flight at dawn. I'd hate it if she missed it because of me. I'm gonna make it up to her one way or another. But first, I gotta apologize to Mr. Ditkovich. So Peter opens the door, ready to catch the full force of his landlord's rage. Good evening, Mr. Ditkovich. But this ain't no angry slumlord standing in his doorway, baby, because Pete receives the best Christmas surprise when he turns to see who's in front of his apartment. MJ. Hey, Tiger. What are you doing here? Aren't you mad at me? Idiot. Why would I get mad at you for trying to save people? You know, if only you'd let me, I could help you help others too. Right. Anyways, forget about that, MJ. Isn't your flight a few hours from now? Oh, that? Yeah, I decided not to attend the con. What? Why? Why else? And it's here that Mr. Parker finally stops being a clueless little crime fighter, as Mary Jane tells him this. I got you 2 presents because I know it's been tough for you. Spider America and yours truly. I want to spend Christmas with you. In the words of the immortal Matthew McConaughey. Well, all right. Pete's gotten over his hang-ups about Gwen. MJ has proven time and again that she's a ride-or-die kind of woman. And all is well in the world on this fine holiday night. We hope you like watching this video. Let us know what you thought about it in the comments section below. And as always, please like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for more amazing content like this.